Hi, good evening, Amanda.
Oh.
Pleasure. Justin? Pleasure, sir. Okay. So, before we get started, I'm just going to cover several housekeeping items. Just so you guys know, the restroom is going to be over there to your right-hand side, where the light is turned on. The other rooms lead to somewhere else. So, if you don't mind, just go through that door for the restroom. The snacks are going to be in that pantry right over there. Whatever's in there is free game, whatever you guys need and want. And the drinks are going to be inside the refrigerator to your left. Please grab whatever you guys like. So, I just want to introduce myself just so you guys kind of get to know me before we start this mediation. I know I'm going to be with you guys for a little bit, so I just want you guys to get to know me and understand why I'm here for you guys. So, I actually started off my little mediator career in high school. I enrolled myself in a conflict mediation class throughout the 4 years of my high school, and during that time, myself and another classmate of mine will do mediations for other students or students and parents. After that, after I graduated, I became an after-school teacher while I was in college, and my experience there, I'm sure both of you guys have already, especially with your children, is just mediating the little fights between parents, and kids and parents. And after that, I went on to go work as a front desk manager at a hotel, where I had the chance to mediate conflicts between housekeeping staff and clients, things like that. And for the last 6 years, I've been a police officer. And during these last 6 years, I have the pleasure to working with really, really good people, really good men. Majority of the time, our goal is to make sure that we mediate and resolve these conflicts before they get violent. So a lot of the conflicts that we respond to are pretty heated and even at times life or death situations. So that is my experience in regards to mediation. We already covered the housekeeping. So before we get started with the ground rules, does anybody need to grab a drink of water or use the restroom? Amanda?
No.
Justin? Okay. So we're going to cover some ground rules, which is the piece of paper in front of you. These ground rules are really important because both of you guys are important. And my purpose here is to ensure that the mediation will allocate enough time for both of you to speak about what you feel and what you think in a safe environment. So number one, I made a mistake. So as we go through each rule, if you guys don't mind just initialing your name on the bottom of each rule as we go through them, okay? So,
Bless you.
excuse me, thank you. Number one, please do not interrupt when the other is speaking. I promise that I'll make sure that we get back to you, okay? So if you guys don't mind just initialing under that one, please. Thank you, sir. Number two, your thoughts and feelings are important. However, please don't aggressively and verbally attack the other when the other is speaking. Okay, let's be fair. Thank you. And number three, if you need to step away for a break, I know these things could get long and get really frustrating. So if you guys do need to step away for a break, please just raise your hand, let me know, and I will decide what's the best time to break the mediation. I don't want to do so when one of you guys is speaking. I don't want to disrespect either of you, okay? So please sign for me or just initial your name under number 3. And number 4. If there comes a time in the mediation where I feel it's important to talk to one of you guys alone, I will call a caucus. And a caucus is not a bad thing. It is just where one of you guys steps out so I can have a one-on-one session with the other. This is really important and at times even necessary, so I have time to better understand each of your thoughts and feelings one-on-one without the other person present. Hopefully, in that case, you guys will be more honest and open with me. And same thing going back as being fair, I will make sure I dedicate the same amount of time for each person in the caucuses. Okay, so please just initial under number 4 for me.
Overhold this, how do I know she's not going to tell a lie?
If she tells a lie, whatever I feel that is necessary to address, we'll address it outside the caucus. So if everything that she says, if she feels like it's important to bring up out here during the mediation, we will do that. Okay? If you don't mind just signing for me, please. Thank you. And going back to your question, actually, sir. So all conversations from the mediation and caucuses are confidential. So please do not discuss what was said inside the mediation with your friends and family. What is said in the caucuses between me and you are also confidential. So please just don't talk about this with your friends and family. Just keep it between us so we can make sure everything's fair. Okay? This rule also applies to both of you. So please don't discuss what happened in the mediation when you guys leave. Okay, we'll keep everything here so everything is documented accordingly. The importance of keeping everything that is said in here confidential is so maybe you guys could start building trust in each other again, and more importantly, you guys can trust the mediation process. So if you guys don't mind signing number 5 for me, just initially. Number 6, we covered not to talk about everything I said in the mediation with others, but this is also really important when it comes to your children. I know it's difficult that sometimes your kids will start asking you questions, but please, for their mental health and yours too, just so we're not playing the blame game, not to say that you guys will, but just to keep everything to yourself, and please don't talk about this with your children, okay? So if you don't mind just signing initially below number 6, please. Okay, so this is also really important. Number 7, the mediation is a voluntary process. If one or both of you decide to stop the mediation at any time, we'll go ahead and stop it. So there's no specific rules for you guys to stop the mediation. Just if you guys feel like this is not for you, or you guys feel it's uncomfortable, or if you guys prefer another mediator, we can all set that up for you. And if you guys finally decide that after rethinking it, that the mediation is really not for you, we will go ahead and ensure we find different resources for you guys, okay? So please initial under number 7. And number 8, just please be respectful and kind to each other and to the mediation process itself. The purpose of the mediation is really to help you, the both of you, okay? For both of you guys to vent, for you guys to figure out what the best thing to do to move forward is. This is also really important that we be kind to each other so we can make sure we help your children, okay? So please go ahead and just initial under number 8 and go ahead and sign at the bottom and time and date it. Thank you. So before we get started, does anybody need to use the restroom, grab some snacks or drinks? No?
Yeah, can I take a break?
Yeah, of course, you could take a break. Just before you leave, just so you know, before we get started, we're just gonna flip a coin, just so we get to decide who goes first. Okay?
Okay. Can I take my break now?
Yes, you can.